The breathtaking slide in sterling on Friday has really shaken people's confidence in the currency. All sorts of things are getting the blame, from human error to rogue robots to even just a move in the dollar. David Bloom is here from HSBC. You're looking at it through slightly different lens, which is that there is a FX vigilantes thing at play. Why don't you explain to us what you mean by that?
Yeah, of course you get angry algos or whatever people want to call it, but the trend in the move is what I'm talking about. And here what you've got is, we call it the FX vigilantes. We used to have bond vigilantes where yields used to go up when the bond market didn't like something, but with QE that's been crushed. So now it's the FX market that reacts. We saw it in South Africa earlier this year, and we're seeing it with sterling at the moment, where the market, the collective, doesn't like something and they sell it off. And that makes policymakers think again.
Yeah, because whatever caused this move here down to the lows, the fact is that we've still not got back up to where we started. And that for me tells me it's not the robots and it's not fat fingers, and this is a much bigger trend, and actually the lack of buying interest on the other side is what's really important here.
Yeah, I think, look, the UK was a cyclical currency and we traded it cyclically, and fair value should be between 155 and 165. But now it's a political and structural currency, one of the biggest current account deficits in the world, one of the biggest fiscal deficits in the world, which our Chancellor says could make it even bigger again, and the FX markets go, no, we don't like this, we don't like this. And then it hears some of the policies that we heard from the government, and the FX market said, we don't like this, and FX is sold off.
Now, if these caped crusaders in the FX market, the collective as you put it, if they are pushing down sterling in a way that people would assume would put the pressure on the UK government, could this backfire to the extent that actually it could be fantastic for our exports, for example?
Well, it's part of a package. The market dislikes it, and human beings are making the decision to sell assets themselves, and the currency goes down. But this is part of the rebalancing program. This is what the UK actually needs. With a big current account deficit, a fall in sterling helps exports. The import content of exports is very high, so it needs an even bigger fall. And it causes inflation to go up, which squeezes income, so imports go down. And the Europeans were the big buyers of an asset, so someone else has got to find it something dirt cheap in the UK. And the way to make it cheap is the currency to fall, and then we'll attract foreign buying. But the fall in currency is part of the solution, but it's very painful when you're getting poorer and people tell you it's part of the solution. It's a very painful process.
But what we saw with South Africa, which you mentioned and which your accent will betray you know something about, is that it did actually, in the end, cause a shift in policy, caused a change of heart amongst the politicians. Do you think there's any chance that the move in sterling could do that here?
I don't think it will change it, but it could certainly soften it. We've seen already, post the big fall in sterling, we've already seen some softening, and around the hard edges, a little bit of fuzziness, and that's not such a bad thing. So I don't think it'll change it, but it certainly will make policymakers think again.
Now, you're looking for $1.20 by the end of this year, $1.10 by the end of next year. As we go along that path, would you expect more mornings like that?
No, I mean, I can't say I expected that kind of move. I thought it would be more like an erosion, like water against a rock, and you get caves in the sea, slow, complete erosion. I didn't expect something to fall off the cliff, and that's actually what happened. So 120 doesn't look very far now. It did when it was 133. And euro sterling to go to parity by the end of next year, because I'm saying this is a UK problem, not a European problem.
It could be fun on the way. David, thank you very much.
Thank you.